There's a storm brewing at the Cass County Courthouse. A former social services employee has filed a formal complaint claiming hostile work conditions and harassment.
Jennifer Aldinger resigned last spring after 6 years with the Child Protective Services Unit. She says she witnessed hostility toward workers, ethical concerns, and disregard for the general populace.
Aldinger says that she was told to keep her mouth shut and do as she was told. In her complaint, Aldinger also stated that the reasons for these conditions were because of a large amount of cases assigned to each member and that the lack of support was there from supervisors.
Valley News Team's Katie Opperly did some digging into the report and asks county administration about the extensive workload cited.
Jennifer Aldinger filed a complaint against the Child Protective Services Unit, saying in her time working there, people had caseloads of 30 to 50 cases open at one time. Also, she claimed they are unable to clear reports as they are getting 1 to 2 new cases per day. Robert Wilson in county administration says there are currently 13 positions within the unit, and he is aware that some are seeing more cases than what is classified as standard.
The ideal caseload is between 9 and 12. We have some people that are within that range. We've got some that are above that. We've got some newer employees who are not yet up to that range.
Wilson says some employees are seeing a workload of up to 16 cases at one time.
They have a high caseload over there. They've got a lot of work, and they do critically important work in this community. And there's a lot of it to do. It's an issue that we are very aware of.
The unit does have an open position at this time. Wilson says they are on an accelerated timeline to get more workers in the door. Also, an emergency temporary position was authorized and began this week.
It's an important balance between providing the required staff to meet the needs and also just being fiscally responsible and responsible as a government entity.
Wilson says the allegations made by Aldinger are being taken very seriously and every issue will be addressed. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
A special meeting of the Cass County Social Services Board will be held on Monday, October 21st, to discuss Aldinger's complaint.
Cell phone evidence has been filed in Cass County District Court regarding a West Fargo woman accused of murdering a newborn child. 36-year-old Ginny Lubitz is facing murder and attempted murder charges related to the drowning of her baby. Detectives say that she may have deleted messages and photos during the investigation. Lubitz was first arrested in May of 2018 after giving birth in a friend's bathroom. An autopsy showed that levels of meth was in the child's system and ruled that the cause of death was drowning. During an initial search of her cell phone, detectives found searches on how to abort or terminate late-term and unwanted pregnancies.
Everything I had left, everything that I saved into this place to make it livable for my kids, and might as well just light it on fire at this point.
A number of people living at some mobile home parks in Fargo and West Fargo are packing up and getting out. As Valley News Live was the first to report, these communities were sold to a company that slapped people living there with a new lease.
And that will cost them a lot more money. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer sat down with a former resident who tells us he was heartbroken to leave, but had to do it.
Got a furniture dolly and a couple friends today, so we'll get the last of the big heavy stuff.
Steve Erickson is in the middle of moving into a new home. He's got a lot of boxes to unpack, pictures to hang on the wall, and even more stuff that still has to be brought in.
For now, it's box TV stands and whatnot.
But it's going to take a while to make this place feel like home.
No idea where it's gonna go yet.
His heart is still where he used to live. That's Countryside Estates.
We put everything, new tile, new counters, new everything. Electrical, plumbing, all of it. It's got to go.
Erickson bought a trailer there 3 years ago that he put a lot of time and money in to make it his own. But then he got a letter in the mail with a new lease that he says made it impossible for him to keep living there. In addition to the increased cost, Erickson tells us some of the rules in the new lease infringes on his First Amendment right, freedom of speech.
You can't tell me that I can't say certain words outside in the open public, and then that's an evictable offense.
Fortunately, he was able to find an apartment that would let his family move in quickly and is okay with their pets. But that hasn't been the case for all of Erickson's neighbors.
Some of those people are really good people, and they're out. What are they going to do? We're lucky.
And now he's trying to figure out what to do with his prized mobile home. He tells us he's going to try selling it, but if that doesn't work, there's nothing else he can do.
You know, I worked hard for that. That's mine. As my little corner of the world, and now we have to give it up.
Erickson is just one of a number of people who have moved out because of this new lease. He also tells us some of his former neighbors are staying, and he wishes them good luck. In Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
We reached out to the North Dakota governor's office to see if they've heard from the impacted people. A spokesperson says that they have, but the governor's office cannot mediate landlord-tenant disputes or provide legal services to the public.
Every year on October 2nd, the family of a missing Dilworth man stands on a North Fargo corner. We found his sister and niece holding up signs asking for the public's help in finding Kevin Mahoney. This has been going on for 3 decades. Mahoney, who was 25 at the time, disappeared in 1993 after leaving a home in that area. 2 years ago, Fargo police received new information on his case and gave it another look.
We feel he is no longer with us, but we still want to find him and, you know, put him to rest and have some closure for the family.
If you have any information regarding this case, you're urged to contact Fargo Police at the number on your screen.
Today was a day to get to know the men and women protecting your city. National Coffee with a Cop Day extended into the evening hours, with West Fargo families enjoying a warm drink with those who wear the badge. Families were then able to take photos, talk with officers, and even try out some tactical gear used in the field. Organizers say events like these are a great way to get involved with the community that they help protect.
We want to be there for them. We can also hear their concerns if we have anything that we need to work on or they want to see different from us. This is an opportunity for that to come out in a very relaxed setting.
While Coffee with a Cop is celebrated today nationwide, West Fargo also holds monthly coffee nights featuring special guests that cover more in-depth topics.
I'm getting really strong signal from that way, so then I would just start walking that way, and if, say, the transmitter is moving, I just keep following the strongest signal, and it takes you right to the transmitter.
Tonight, West Fargo officers were showing off Project Lifesaver. It's part of a national initiative to help find people with a higher risk of wandering off. As part of the program, those with autism, dementia, or Alzheimer's are given a transmitter that can be worn on their wrist or ankle. If the person gets lost, officers can use a receiver to help find them.
The people that we have signed up, I go visit them about every month and a half, change out the batteries, see how the family's doing. You know, it's a tool just to get out and try to help the community as well.
At this time, 8 people are signed up, and about half of West Fargo's patrol staff are trained on the technology.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the North Dakota Health Department is encouraging you to talk to your doctor about preventative screenings. Women's Way will pay for mammograms for eligible North Dakotans. There are several risk factors for breast cancer, including being older than 50, having a family history of breast cancer.
Encourage other women to have a mammogram. Maybe you're very faithful about getting screened, but maybe you have a family member or a friend or a coworker who doesn't get screened. And besides you getting screened, encourage somebody else.
You can find more information about screening for breast cancer, including options for financial assistance, by calling Women's Way at 701-328-2367.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
Well, we simply just changed seasons into autumn, and now some of the valley experiencing some more winter-like weather. Here is a live look from our Valley Skycam. Wet Interstate 94 moving through town, and some soaking showers passing through the FM area. And Grand Forks, similarly, things are wet, but to the west and northwest, things are a little white. Current conditions out at Hector 41 with a rain shower, wind only 7 miles per hour. And it is a chilly evening. Feels like temperatures back down into the mid-30s now for Fargo. Here's a look out to the west where actual air temperatures are freezing in Dickinson. 34 Minot, a degree better in Bismarck. Out in western Minnesota, we have temperatures ranging from 45 in Fergus Falls. Thief River, you have 38 degrees, and we are at 41 degrees right now in Grand Forks. Here's a look at that radar. That moderate to heavy rain has stayed focused over the central Red River Valley, in parts of east central North Dakota and northwest Minnesota. While showers are pushing through Lakes Country, exiting out of Otter Tail County, things are starting to dry up well to the south. Here is the blue. That's the snow bands. Now, there's a pretty healthy dose of snow not far from Minot, where we have heavy rain in the yellows. And from time to time, we get those white pixels showing up. And that would be what we call bright banding. And that indicates very large flakes detected by the radar. Here's some heavy bands stretching from the Crookston area right into Grand Forks. Much of Grand Forks County has seen moderate to heavy rain now for the past few hours. Also, Cass County up towards Trail County seeing some showers that are quite heavy. Notice that the blue on the screen is expanding to the north and east as temperatures fall tonight. We're certainly seeing flakes working their way into the region and southward towards Jamestown. Here's a healthy band of dark blue, so some larger flakes of snow out near Medina and Cleveland. And here's a look at what that looks like. Interstate 94 shot at the pavement there in Medina, showing the white flakes falling through the camera lens. And this is what it looks like in Binford, a little farther to the north, and those flakes are moving horizontally. So some white stuff flying from the skies up from the Devil's Lake Basin. This will continue to spread north and east while it stays rain here in Fargo and in Grand Forks. I paused this at 3 in the morning because of the northerly trajectory of this precipitation. Things are going to be drying up down south, but it'll continue to rain through much of the northern valley. While the snow ends as the system dries up, we could see some morning showers of snow in and around Lake of the Woods, Roseau County, northern Beltrami County. Tomorrow, it'll be the early hours of the morning when we'll have any chance of rain or flaky weather. And this system is out of here by midday with northerly winds. It'll still be on the cool side, and we will still see more clouds than sunshine through the early part of the day. But late in the day, we'll start seeing partial clearing from northwest to southeast. Rainfall amounts expecting under a half of an inch in and around the Fargo-Moorhead area. But Grand Forks and parts of northwest Minnesota, we're going to see some areas that have that 1 inch rainfall total, or maybe even a little bit more. Snowfall amounts, a trace to 3 inches, have been confirmed down in a couple of places in southeast North Dakota. We may have a couple of pockets with as high as 2 or 3 inches of snow by the early hours of the morning. In Fargo, by the time we're getting up and heading out the door on the way to work, the precipitation will be done. It'll be cloudy, winds will be from the northwest, and we will see mostly cloudy skies until the end of the day. We'll have a chance at some clearing. A temperature peaks at 48. 44 Thief River Falls, 42 in Detroit Lakes for your afternoon with Bemidji at 43. Valley City and Jamestown will ring in the afternoon at 44 degrees. And instead of fall colors like this, we're seeing more white out there, but Barb captured a dandy at Maplewood State Park. Gorgeous colors out there. Here's a look at your forecast for Friday. It'll be windy, but warmer, 60 degrees. Saturday, the rain returns. Sunday through Tuesday look pretty fair with improving temperatures. But again, there's a little noise in my elbow here. Wednesday night into Thursday could bring some more unsettled flaky weather.
What do you say we ignore that?
I just say don't move your elbow.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard that
Be
before.
very still.
That's when I do this. Yeah, don't do that.
Up next on Valley News Live at 10. You still have time, but don't wait too long before getting a real ID, especially if you like to fly.